Just across the Cumberland River from those neon lights of Broadway, we welcome you inside Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. So what lies in store for these teams this season? The talking's done. We're about to find out. It's week 1, and off we go on EA Sports. First and 10. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
A first down throw for Purdy. He'll get this complete to Wiley, his tight end. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On first down, they go right back to Hall. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Purdy now on second down. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. And the Titans are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Like 54.
First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And this play's going nowhere, taken down behind the line. A great way for this defense to get on the field and get started.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down, Levis. Now, a deep ball here for Ridley. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Look wide, get this one complete, and no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Out of the shotgun, Levis. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
They send Ridley in motion. From the gun, it's Levis. Now, deep ball for Bateman. He's got it! And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. Now a loose football. And the defense has it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
Man in motion, heading left. Go. First and 10 for Purdy. Again, working deep downfield. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. Malik Neighbors, the intended receiver. And it'll be second down. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Brought in by Chris Olave. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route. And then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Third and short, here's Purdy. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
He's got it, man. That's Olave. And he's going to have the Giants first down. They pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. The gain is 18.
Well, you can see the entire sideline and, frankly, the entire fan base kind of holding their breath. That decision on your own side of midfield to go for it on fourth down, had they not gotten it, it's a tough position to put your defense in, but that's a conversation for another day. The offense is going to stay on the field after the conversion, and now they got to see, can they take advantage of that aggressive play call and finish this drive with points?
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. On 2nd down, Purdy. He'll look deep here for Neighbors. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
They need 2. Here's Purdy. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. A big play for the Giants. 39 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by their rookie first-round pick. Oh, big hole left side. And he's going to take this back all the way. Touchdown, Tennessee. Point after try forthcoming. His kick is good. And the Titans have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This placed in the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in motion left. Purdy now, he'll throw on 1st down. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
You know what they say about Murphy's Law, Mike? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. He's had a pick 6 earlier in the game. Now he takes a sack. Fortunate for him, there's a lot of football to be played, but this has been a disastrous start.
He's got his man. That's Neighbors.
So often, sacks, especially on 1st down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on 3rd, don't be surprised if they go for it on 4th.
He'll try to run for it with Hall. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Purdy. 1st down throw there is incomplete.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half, putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase 1st downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
Motion man is Hyatt. Purdy now on 2nd down. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
That's complete to the tight end, Theo Johnson.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Purdy gonna put it up again. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd down. Purdy. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Titans will use the first of their timeouts. On 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt. This fielded at his own 1. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Levis. This one complete to Bateman. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Hey, come on.
Here's Levis. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I think that's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Levis. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he's going to be knocked down before he can even think about returning that one. Whoa! Going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Purdy on first down. He'll get that to the former Volunteer, Jalen Hyatt. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll run. This is Hall. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
A second down throw here for Purdy. He'll get this complete to Wiley, his tight end. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
To throw on first down is Purdy. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Two minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We're back to Nashville in a moment. Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal. He'll send a tight end in motion right. This one caught at the 4. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
He's got it at the 3. And he'll go the wrong way, trying to use that speed to get out to the pylon, but he had to give ground, and they tackle him for a loss.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
The offense staying put. 4th and goal from the 2. Here's Purdy. And this is caught. Wow, the decision to go pays off. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Giants. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Giants will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece. And the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Levis. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Off he goes. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
Mike, this is an impressive run, especially considering the fact it was zone coverage. That's a lot of defenders with eyeballs in the backfield focused on the quarterback. So to be able to escape the pocket and pick up good yardage, really good play.
Here we go.
Levis to throw it here on 1st down. This one is caught downfield by Ridley. On 1st and 10, here's Levis. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
On 2nd down, Levis. He'll let one go down the middle. And the Giants will get the ball at their own 17-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning, being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
On 1st and 10, Purdy. And he'll let it go deep for Johnson. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line.
Mike, what we're seeing play out across the NFL is that if offensively it requires you to go the length of the field in a long, methodical drive, your chances of coming away with points continue to go down the more you snap the ball. You have to be able to generate shot plays, pick up big, explosive chunks, because when you do, your ability to score points typically tends to follow.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Shotgun snap to Purdy. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
On 3rd down, it's Purdy. He's going to try it here again. And he'll take it on in. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New York. What a start to the year. His 2nd touchdown in this opening half. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Giants will move out to a 14-7 lead. Closing seconds of this first half, and this kickoff is away. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, here's Levis. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
A second down throw here for Levis. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
3rd and long.
Diamond.
Out of the shotgun, Levis. And that is incomplete.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On play action, here's Purdy. Throw, right side. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Titans have got it. And so much for a nice gain through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense.
Here's Levis from out of the pistol. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
22, Rita. Hold on.
Throwing is Levis. To the tight end, Likely. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a first down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
On first down, Levis. Now a screen set up for Henry. They were not fooled on defense. Saw the screen from the start. It'll be a loss of yardage on the play.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
Throwing on 2nd down, Levis. He'll look underneath for Henry. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Here's Levis to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Ridley, complete. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. 2 times they've connected on this drive now. This one for 21 yards and a first down.
Here we go.
To throw is Levis. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So that challenge, a successful one. The extra point is up and through. And the Titans will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. Wow, they are hitting now. Been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on that return. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Throwing is Purdy. Caught by the tight end, Wiley. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
They'll send a tight end in motion. On the handoff, here comes Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Now he'll air this one out deep for Hyatt.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and He's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
Let's go.
Here's a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Purdy. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game. Like, it just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7.
Here we go.
On the bootleg, it's Levis. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least 1 first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
From the gun, on 3rd down, here's Levis. He finds his receiver, that's Bateman. They get 16 on that connection. That's good for a Titan 1st down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Mike 13. And 24 Linda.
They send Ridley in motion. Levis to throw on 1st and 10. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Off the play fake, it's Levis. He's going to tuck it and go.
Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
Like 54.
From the gun, it's Levis. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Now, Levis. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on fourth down. They'll go. Here's Levis. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermine before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
They will run it over center with Hall. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. Slot man in motion left. On 2nd down, Purdy. He's got his man. That's Neighbors. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. He's got his man. That's Olave. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Goes without saying, this is a huge drive. This game is all tied up. 4th quarter, that's a huge first down pickup. Now they got to see if they can get some points off this possession.
They'll give up the middle with Hall. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On 1st and 10, Purdy. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. That deep for Olave. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Giants. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Giants have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That is caught by the man wearing 0, Calvin Ridley.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. He'll drop to throw. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. What a letdown for the defense. They allow a conversion on 3rd and 16. So, 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go now. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
He'll look to throw. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
Cowboy 80, go! Trap 60, trap 60. 19 tight, 19 tight. Ready?
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. Out of the shotgun, Levis. Now, deep ball for Bateman. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Deonte Banks. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Here we go, set. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. Second and 7. Shotgun snap to Purdy. This one taken in by Hyatt. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Motion man is Hyatt. Purdy now on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. 4th and a couple. Now Purdy. That's into the hands of his receiver, Hyatt. And he will have a Giants first down. They find a way to convert on 4th down and pick up 10 yards.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Slot receiver, headed right. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. They'll try and run the option left. Hall, a first down and more. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Breece Hall, touchdown, New York. Lutz for the extra point. He's got it. And the Giants have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Here is 1st and 10.
Set. 19 Lions. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Set up.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to look downfield once again. And that is incomplete. Traylon Burks, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He's going to dial up another deep ball. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line. The Titans will use the first of their timeouts. Clock is stopped, 55 seconds remaining here in the game. They have 2 timeouts, but not much time. Down 2 scores as we get to 1st and 10. Got his man at the 6. And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle's made here at the 3-yard line.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Now, 1st and goal. Here's Levis. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. Big 2-point conversion now coming for the Titans. They'll look to throw. And the rush gets there. Down he goes.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
A 1-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, but shouted he not me. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now, don't even know how to act now. Hit the club. Yeah, before I sat down, still ballin', money stacked tall and shack now. Still push a button to let the roof on the lag down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all my hot girls yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all the dope boys yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
front to back gate yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Get with other southern rapper hooded than this. I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. You be rapping by, I'm moving the bricks. Talk about, now we're doing it, prick. You in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. If I catch another case, I know it truly be missed. So I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I cop the chromed out, hard top career with a shine. I got some time, they ain't I get better with time. Who got a flow and a live show better than mine? I got a packed house yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all my hot girls yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all the dope boys yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
front to back gate yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
mic check 1 2 1 2. You wanna beef with the king? What is you gon' do when you show up on the scene with a two drew on you and your friend and play a little 2 on 2? If you do half of what I do, you'll be hitting the deck. I gotta get some respect. I'ma make it hard for another sucker to flex. Show 'em this ain't the squad for a sucker to test. Pimp, my too large and we way too fresh. Work well with and quick to check a lane like a game of chess. You wanna be better, bring your best. Cause we be standing in your front yard yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all my hot girls yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
all the dope boys yelling,
Bring 'em out,